Hey y'all, it's me, a nerdy book life, just your neighborhood friendly bookworm.
Saw your picture on my timeline.
And today's video is going to be about some reads that are recent and some reads that are not so recent. Alright, let's dive in. The first book I have for you guys is If You Come Softly by Jacqueline Woodson. This book is about Jeremiah, who's black, and Ellie, who is white and Jewish. And people are not very accepting of their relationship. They get looked at and they get whispered about and everything, but they like each other and they like each other a lot. The only thing that matters to them is being together. This is Ellie and his first relationship, and Ellie is very hesitant to tell her family because she does not know how her family will accept it. However, Jeremiah, I think he feels more comfortable talking to his family about it. But we just kind of see this relationship bloom, and they're in high school. It's more of a prep type school. He is actually wanting to be a basketball player, and I think that he actually wants to go into something else, but he's playing basketball in high school. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. But he actually is having to, quote unquote, live up to his parents' legacy because his dad is a film director and his mom, I believe she wrote a book. So when they hear his last name, they are, shocked about it. But he doesn't want to be known as the guy who has the famous film director dad or the mom with the author. But I believe the mom had only written like one book and she kind of got out of it. So I don't think his mom is really as famous as his dad. But their relationship is so cute. And there was a part in this book that really, really irritated me. I am not sure whether to state that irritation or not because I don't want to get backlash about it. But it was about someone, I will briefly say this. It's about her sister. She tells her sister that she's dating this black boy. And her sister is very... Her sister is very unencouraging about it. I think, sorry, I was trying to look for a good term. Let me explain it this way. So she talks to her sister one day and tells her that she has fallen for this boy, and her sister is hesitant about the relationship. She's not very encouraging. She kind of discourages her from continuing seeing this boy. And it bothers me because her sister is also in a relationship that tends to get judged. And I just think that that's very hypocritical of her to judge Ellie's relationship when I'm pretty sure that there are some people out there that look at her sister's relationship and do not like that as well. And it just hurt me because I felt, and the reason why it bothered me and irritated me is because I feel like if anyone in her family should be understanding about being judged about her dating a black boy, it should be her sister. And it just bugged me so much that she was so judgmental about that, because she should understand, because her mom did not accept her relationship at first. So there you go. Like, her sister, their mom did not accept her sister's relationship. And it just bugged me, because out of all the people I feel like Ellie could have turned to, it could have been her sister, because she's been in her boat before. And it just really irritated me that her sister was like, well, I don't know if you should be dating that black boy. That's, ugh. It's just like, you love who you love, and that should be okay. Like, you shouldn't be judged at all. And especially someone who's probably been judged before because of their choice of relationship. Okay, I will get off that soapbox. That's just one thing that irritated me about this. But basically, you see the relationship grow, and you see all the type of backlash that they get for their relationship. And I think they live in New York City, and something happens at nearing the end of this book, and it's very, very sad. But I think you should read this. I think everyone should read this. This was good. You should pick it up. It's very short, so you can probably whiz right through it. Let's move on. The next book that I picked up was Verity by Colleen Hoover. I talked about this in my haul. I read this with Lindsay over at Lindsay Tut. This book was freaking fantastic. Now I know why people love Colleen Hoover. I'm so freaking excited to read the next one that I have of hers. But this is basically a thriller romance. Romantic thriller is how they voice it on here. So, but it was so good. It's about this girl who is chosen, it's about this author who's chosen to write the rest of a series for an author who's in critical condition. And she actually meets with the husband of this critical conditioned author. And he begs her to come to their house and look through all her stuff so that it'll help her get the feel of the story. And she gets there, and he tells her that she can stay for a while. He finds out that she's kind of in a little bit of a financial trouble in between homes and stuff. So he allows her to stay. And one day she's looking through the stuff of the author, and she comes across this autobiography the author has written. This, I'm telling you, this was so hard to put down. We were buddy reading this, and I did not want to stop at the pages that I was supposed to stop at, because I just wanted to continue reading it. But it was so good. Basically, she finds out that this author has done some sketchy things. There's definitely some trigger warnings in here. I know a big one is just like a loss of a child. That's definitely a big one. There's some other things in here too. If you go on my Goodreads, I believe I have the trigger warnings up on there. But this was so good. And this book ends with you questioning a lot. I mean a lot. So go pick this up. If you do not pick up any other Colleen Hoover book, pick this one up. I promise. You won't be disappointed. What else did I read? Oh yeah, I read Flynnance by Cookie O'Gorman. Y'all, Cookie O'Gorman did not disappoint again. I absolutely love her books. I don't know like what she does, but I love her books. She's such a great author. But yes, Flynnance, I will put a picture up here, is about this girl named Magnolia and a boy named Hayden, yes, I was right. Okay, so this is about Magnolia and Hayden, and so they meet in an elevator. She's actually trying to go up to see her counselor that she talks to, her therapist, and the elevator stops working because she goes, and there's a note on the door that says that the therapist had to cancel all appointments because of a family emergency. So she gets back on the elevator, and another guy gets on with her, and they are there, and it shuts down. And it turns out that this boy's name is Hayden, and they like talk to each other, and she recently just broke up with her boyfriend, who's pretty much been her best friend her whole life, and then they turned into a romance, but then he wanted to see other people and all this stuff. So yeah, he was supposed to be her date to her sister's wedding, and since he broke up with her, she now has no date to the wedding, and she's afraid that her sister's gonna freak out. She's telling Hayden all about this and babbling on about that and this and that. Of course, she's freaking out, having a little bit of a panic attack, being stuck in the elevator. But I think Hayden Hayden kind of helps her calm down and get her brain to not think about it. And then finally the doors do open and they get out, and she can't do anything but think about this boy Hayden. And she is a bigger girl. This does have plus size rep in it, which I absolutely love. The funny thing about, it's funny but not funny, the funny thing about reading this book is that the day before I started this book, I got stuck in the elevator at work. And I was like, when I read that, I was like, what the heck? That is so weird how I just got stuck in the elevator. And then now I'm reading about someone getting stuck in the elevator. So it's like now every time I get in the elevator at work, I kind of think about Hayden and Magnolia. And it's just, it's great. I just love it. But, well, I didn't love getting stuck in the elevator, but you know what I mean? Maybe. Alright. So, yeah, and it's interesting because Hayden actually shows up to the sister's wedding and escorts her. And she's like, what are you doing here, you know? And it turns out that the planner of the wedding is his grandma. And she sees how he acts, and that, you know, that Magnolia got him to come to this wedding, and she's really impressed. And lately he feels like he hasn't been that great of a grandson, and he wants to be a musician. And of course his family wants him to do something better with his life, but he wants to be a musician, and he wants to prove to his grandma that he is a good person. He was getting into like some shenanigans before and getting in trouble and all that. So he wants to fake date Magnolia because he says, you know, my grandma really likes you, and I really need dates to this wedding to prove to her that I'm a good boy and everything. So they decide to fake date, and it is just really, really cute. I think you guys should check it out. Cookie O'Gorman, I've already read Cupcake by her, fantastic. I am also reading another book that she actually co-authored, and it's called The Bad Boys Good Girl. Wait, I think. Yeah, a King Prep Academy romance. Sorry, I was small. I should have made it bigger. Anyway, so I'm excited to continue reading that as well. So definitely check this out. It's really good. I did a Goodreads review on it if you want to go check that out. And then another thing that I read. This was a little bit of wild rad. I read Railed by the Easter Bunny. It was a book that I saw Happy for Now, Isabel from Happy for Now read, and I thought, oh, it's 62 pages. It sounds pretty interesting. I think I will go and read that. And so I read it. Filth. It's smut. It's basically filthy smut with a little bit of a magical aspect to it. Pretty much, that's what I gotta say. It was good. I'm excited to see what book 2 is gonna be about, but basically this girl, she's trying to get away from a bad relationship, and the only place that she can go in this kingdom is this one place with this old woman named Esther, and then Esther promises her son, this woman, and it's basically smut, and he's like, if you want to get out of this, then you have to have a child that can be heir to the throne, and all this stuff. And so it wasn't terrible, but it was not terrible, but it was crazy. It was something that I'd never read before, but like I said, this year I'm really trying to expand my horizons. It was only 62 pages. If it sounds like something that you think you can handle, by all means, read it. There is a trigger warning for domestic abuse, so just remember that going into there. It's not a whole lot, but that trigger warning is in there. Just looking at my Kindle library really quick, I forgot that this was something that I read that I don't think I've talked about. If I have, I do apologize. But I read Dirty Doctor by Whitney G. It's another smut novel, basically about a girl who has been talking to a guy on an app, and they happen to wind up working in the same place, and things go from there. It's really quick. It's these steamy coffee romance reads that Whitney G does. I recommend it. They're really good. And they're only like $2 on Amazon, or I'm sure you can read them on Kindle Unlimited. I want to get the third one pretty soon. So yeah, those are all the books that I read. And now we're going to move on to the manga. Actually, real quick, I have 2 graphic novels that I picked up. Skyward, which is basically about a girl who lives in a no-gravity place. It's really good, really interesting. I really love the fact that things are different in this world. Like when it rains, it does not rain the normal way. So yeah, let me just put that in there. So this is really good. You should definitely go pick this up if you like graphic novels. And then I read Heartstopper Volume 1. This was definitely cute. I absolutely loved it. I flew through it. Didn't take me any time at all. This is basically about one guy who's out of the closet and one guy who's not so out of the closet. But they become friends really quickly. One of the things that bothers him is that he starts off in a relationship that's meant to be hidden because the other guy that he's with does not feel comfortable with it. But he got outed when he was in 9th grade. Someone said that he was gay. It got spread around and he just confessed to it. He was getting picked on about it for a long time, till a group of senior boys stopped people from him getting picked on. But everyone knows that he is gay. This guy comes along, starts befriending him, and then I think he finally decides that maybe he does like him back in that way as well. It's really cute. It's about their relationship. It's so sweet. It's clean. So I'm excited to pick up the other ones. All right, now for the manga portion of this recent reads, I'm gonna start off with this cutie right here, Cat Massage Volume 1. If you saw my haul, my boyfriend did pick this one up for me. It was so cute. Basically about people who have a stressful office life, go to this cat massage therapist. They get massaged by these cats. It is so freaking cute. It's in color. And I literally laughed and awed and oohed and goo-goo and gaga over it. So you should definitely go pick it up if you feel like this is your thing. I cannot wait for Volume 2. Then I read Sakamoto Days, Volume 1. This was our Treat Yourself manga book club pick of the month about 2 months ago, I think. And it was so cute. It's about this Yakuza who gets out of the game because he is married and has a kid, no longer wants to do this stuff. And this guy comes along and says that he wants to kill him because he's broken the rules of leaving the Yakuzas, because you're not supposed to do that ever. And then he is very influential on the guy and says, hey, come on, just get out of it yourself. But then they team up and have to take care of some things that go on. because even though he's out of it, he's still being come after about it. It's funny, it's hilarious. I think you should definitely pick it up. It is a Shonen Jump. And then we have Lovesick Ellie, Volume 1. I picked this up because it sounded good. I feel like this one was a little bit of an eh for me. I didn't particularly like the way the boy treated the girl in this one. Maybe I have to move on to the second volume. Unless I'm getting this confused with something else I read, but I don't think so. So I'm hoping this gets better. It's basically about a girl who fantasizes about liking this boy. She writes it all on Twitter and something called Twitter. I don't know what it is, but she writes it online. So and he finds out, and then he kind of like teases her, I guess, about it or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's gonna turn out better than I think it is. So I'm definitely gonna pick up Volume 2. And then I read Devil's Line, Volume 2. If you do not know, at I am Megs from Instagram, she really is an advocate of this manga. She loves it. That's the reason why I picked it up. It's basically about a vampire who is like, he's a cop, kind of, but like a vampire cop for the cops. I think that's how it kind of goes. Like, he hunts the vampires and everything. And he once comes across this girl and who is getting attacked, and they kind of start to form a bond. It's been a while since I've read this one, so I might have to reread it or kind of skim through it. But this is very good. I cannot wait to pick up more volumes of this one. I'm definitely going to have to try and see if I can find Volume 3. And then I read The Girl on the Other Side, Volume 2. I think this one is so precious. I got a little confused about this one, but this is basically about a girl who is from, I think she's from the light side. I think she's from the light side and he's from the she's from the inside and he's from the outside. Like, she's gotten in the world or something, but he takes care of her. It's been a while, but it's very cute and very interesting. I really want to see where this story goes. And then this next volume of manga that I picked up, I am dying. Like, literally dying to get my hands on the next one. And the only place that I seem to find it is Right Stuff. And I cannot order a big order right now. So I might have to see if I can find it on Amazon. High Rise Invasion Volume Omnibus 1 and 2. I love this one so much. I could not put it down. I cannot wait to get 3 and 4. If you have any suggestions, basically it's about this world that is just endless skyscrapers. Like, they cannot go on the ground. It's a world pretty much in skyscrapers, but it's these people going around killing people, and people are trying to find out why all these murders are happening. What the heck is happening? There's this girl who, she's trying to find her brother and wondering what the heck is going on because she just kind of wakes up in this world not knowing what the heck is going on. It is so freaking good. I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait to get it. I really can't. Sorry, I will calm down. The next, I've got 3 more volumes left. The next one is Daytime Shooting Star Volume 8. I really need to finish this series. I've got the rest of it, so I have no excuse to finish it. But, so this is about Suzumi. Hey y'all, this is Christy here. I was editing this and realized I believe I pronounced that name wrong. I think it's Suzume. I'm not 100% sure, but again, I'm not very good at Japanese names, so yeah. Who moves to Tokyo to live with her uncle because her parents have to go out of the country, and she falls for this teacher, and she really likes him a lot, but she's not sure how he feels. One day he confesses his feelings, but then the other day he says, no, I don't really love you. It's very back and forth. She's also trying to, you know, be friends with these people, because at first she's called a country bumpkin. So, but yes, this is really good, and I really need to continue it. Because right now we're kind of in the in-between with their relationship. So, and also there's also another person who comes in. He's a high school boy that doesn't really talk a lot, but I think Suzumi has made an impression on him, so we'll see. Then I read Beastars Volume 2. I like this one a lot. I want to know what happens. It's kind of basically like Zootopia at college, I guess you could say. There's been a murder, but no one knows who murdered the person. And there's been talk about the predators becoming more predatorial, and that the ones who aren't should be more cautious. But it's really interesting. It really is. I like it a lot. So I'm excited to continue this one. And I know this is a long series. So, and then, Perfect World Volume 4. I read this one. And I just remembered one that I forgot. I'll be right back. I'll show you guys in a second. But Perfect World Volume 4. Yes, I love Perfect World. I cannot wait to see what happens with this story continued. I hauled Volume 5 in my haul video. So basically, we just get them both questioning their relationship, because they are both wanting the other person to feel comfortable with this relationship. And it's really good. I don't want to spoil much for you. I just definitely recommend that you go pick it up. It's basically about this girl and guy that knew each other in high school. And she really liked him, but he was with somebody else. It's later on down in their lives, and they realize that they work together. And when they go to leave from a meeting, she sees that he's in a wheelchair, and she just starts talking to him, and he's like, I don't want to love anybody because nobody understands that, they have to go through a lot with my condition. But she really wants to be there for him. And I think they start to come around when the relationship forms. But then they also are struggling to keep the relationship alive because they don't want to burden the other. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. And then last, but certainly not least, I'm not sure if I talked about this one, but I read Spy Family Volume 1, and I am really excited about this series. I love it, and I have Volumes 2, 3, and 4. But I'm having a hard time deciding if I'm going to try and collect them all and binge them all at one time, or if I should go ahead and start reading them, because man, sometimes these are hard to find because they're getting snatched up like that. But if you haven't heard about Spy Family, you might be living under a rock, if you're in the manga community. But Spy Family is basically about a spy named Twilight who has to do this mission, but he has to have a wife, and he has to have a kid for this mission. And it turns out that the wife and the kid that he finds, the wife is an assassin and the kid is telepathic. It's really good. Like it really is good. So you should definitely check it out. It's so good. But yes, that I think concludes everything that I read. Yes, that is all that I read. I hope you guys made it through this video. Let me know something in the comments that you've read recently that you really loved. 5 stars, 10 out of 10, would read again, would recommend, just anything. Just let me know. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.